Welcome to this week's Wednesday live stream in the Rise and Fire Tribe. Today we're going to talk about 7 ways to manifest the prosperity that you deserve. I know a lot of people are going through some challenges with money and challenges with prosperity. And today we're going to talk about a few things that you can do to live the prosperous life that you deserve. I'm hoping that I'll be able to see the comments because I've seen in a couple other Facebook groups this morning that comments aren't showing up. So if you're there, please say hello so I can see if I can see your comment. Or do a smiley face or a heart or a like or whatever. So hopefully I'll be able to see any comments, but that's something that's going on with Facebook today. So if I don't acknowledge you, I don't answer your question, it's probably because I can't see it. Okay, so let's get started and talk about what is manifesting. You hear it a lot in especially many of the spiritual groups where they say like, what are you doing today? I'm manifesting myself a better relationship. I'm working on manifesting a new job. Or what'd you do this full moon? Oh, I worked on manifesting my boss to leave work. People use the word manifesting in a lot of ways. And basically all manifesting is creating a change, making something happen. So that's what we're going to talk about today. You can use some of the things that we talk about today in spells or your personal magical workings. Last week, I led a full moon spot for my coven, and we actually included parts of these concepts in our Center for Prosperity. So hopefully you'll find these very helpful. So before we start, think about what it means to be prosperous. Like, what does prosperity mean to you? If you think about living a prosperous life, you have manifested all the prosperity you ever would have needed, ever. Like, what does that look like to you? Because in order to manifest your prosperity, you need to see and feel what it would be like to live that prosperous life in order to actually make it happen. I'll just take a second, think about it. Where are you, like, if you had this prosperous life, where would you be sitting right now watching a live stream? Would it be in your house? Would it be in your sports car? Would it be in your beach house? What would that look like to you? Okay, so 7 ways to manifest the prosperity you deserve. The first one is let go of limiting beliefs and breaking through blocks. Many of us have these limiting beliefs that prevent us from attracting all that prosperity. So these could be beliefs that are handed down from your family, like especially if your parents or your family have had money problems like your whole life, you could just have internalized the limiting belief, like, I am not good with money. It could be lack of confidence. I don't know how to make money. It could be, I don't deserve money. I am scared of having too much money. I'm scared of having not enough money. So these are limiting beliefs that could be blocking you, okay? And when you have these limiting beliefs, there are 2 ways that I suggest that you break through them. One is doing a permission statement, which is the permission statement of the principle is a tool that Hillary Rubin, she is a coach, created. So instead of saying, I do believe this, you give yourself permission to release the belief of blank. I give myself permission to release the belief that I don't know how to make money. I give myself permission to release the belief that I can't handle money, those sorts of things. So you're giving yourself permission to release the belief. When you give yourself permission, there is a different kind of shift that's inside of you, rather than just saying, I release the belief of blah, blah, blah. You're giving yourself the permission, because part of that block is we're not giving ourselves permission to release those blocks. So when you say out loud, I give myself permission to release the belief of I can't handle money, it's going to shift differently than I release the belief that I can't handle money, okay? And you can actually write these down and then burn them during a ritual. The other option with your limiting beliefs, once you know what they are, I suggest you write them all down. I'm not good with money. I don't know how to handle money. Um, I am scared of having too much money. I'm afraid I won't ever have enough money to live the life I want. Those sorts of beliefs, once you write them all down, you can get to the root of these beliefs by asking yourself why you feel this way. And so what you would do is if your belief is, I don't deserve money, that's your limiting belief, ask yourself, why do you feel that you don't deserve to have money? And if that's hard for you, like if you ask yourself that and you're not getting anything back, this is kind of like a contemplation meditation. You could do this as a meditation if you wanted. If you say, why do I feel that I don't deserve money, and nothing comes back to you, pretend it's your friend asking you that question. Like if your friend said, I don't deserve to have money, you probably would say, you're being silly, like why do you feel that? So reverse those roles, and pretend it's a friend asking you, why don't you deserve money? And see what comes up for you. Okay? So those are the two options of how to get rid of limiting beliefs. Give yourself permission to release those beliefs, and ask yourself why you're feeling those beliefs. This actually I actually had a problem where I found that I had limiting beliefs. My husband and I, we were on a trip in June, and we were in like the worst hotel ever because, we were trying to save money. So we were in like a Comfort Inn. No, it was a Days Inn, not Comfort Inn. Comfort Inn. It's awesome. Days Inn. So we were at this Days Inn, and it was terrible. Like it was the worst hotel experience I've ever had. And so we decided that we were going to go to a different hotel. And this hotel was amazing. It was the nicest hotel I've ever stayed in. It was beautiful. And when we got into the room, I could not relax. I felt guilty. And I had to spend, and I didn't want to spend the rest of our vacation feeling guilty about being in this beautiful room. I didn't feel worried about money either. I wasn't worried about it. I felt literally guilty. And so I had to question myself. And I just laid down, and my husband was taking a nap, and I just laid down, and I'm like, I'm going to figure out why this is, why I'm feeling this way. Because that's not normal. You shouldn't feel guilty for staying in a pretty hotel room, right? So I just kept asking myself, why do I feel guilty? What, and I just got down to it, and then I was able to release it. So it took 40 minutes of questioning and crying, but I released that belief, and now I never feel guilty if I'm in a nice hotel room. So by questioning and being curious about why you're feeling what you're feeling, you're going to break through that block, and that's going to help you move on, not just today in this situation, but moving forward. Okay? So that was one, letting go of limiting beliefs and breaking through blocks. The second way to manifest the prosperity that you deserve is affirmations. I deserve wealth. I am prosperous. I think a lot of us have worked with affirmations before. You can start to create these affirmations by looking at your limiting beliefs. So if your limiting belief was, I don't understand how to handle money, your affirmation could be, I know everything there is to know about handling money. And affirmations you likely would like to say out loud. So you can make a list. If you made a list of your limiting beliefs and you gave yourself permission to release those limiting beliefs, you can create affirmations from those limiting beliefs, like I just said, and then you could read them aloud once a day. When you speak something aloud, you put it out into the universe in a way that just thinking it isn't doing that. So when you speak, you have all of the four elements that are combining to put your thought out into the world. You have the air that is your breath, you've got the fire that is the spark of inspiration that is coming up with those words that you're saying. You have water, which is the saliva, and you've got the earth, which is your body, that is the vehicle for these words. So when you are saying something, when you are creating an affirmation and you are saying it out loud, it is putting it out into the universe in a very special way. And that's why people say, you can't take back words that you say. Right? Words are things, and things are real. Okay? Also, if you do not do like the limiting belief exercise and you are not into affirmations, if you don't want to come up with your own affirmations, I suggest that you get an affirmation deck. This is the one that I usually use. The universe has your back. But for this exercise, I think that these cards, Power Thought cards, I bought these like so many years ago, I can't even tell you. And I've kept them at work because when I've had a bad day, it makes me feel more empowered to pull a card like this. And there is a card that says, I create a new job. So that was one I really liked to pull when I was having a bad day at work. But here are a few of these cards that I wanted to share with you. This one is, I prosper wherever I turn. So these cards are cool because it has like an affirmation on the front, and on the back it has, it expands upon that a little bit. And this one says, it's hard to read, so I'm just going to read it. I now see opportunities for abundance everywhere. I am blessed and prospered. So I prosper wherever I turn. Another one is, my income is constantly increasing. And the back says, I begin now today to open myself to ever-increasing prosperity. I am open and receptive to new avenues of income. And the back says, I now receive my good from unexpected and expected sources. I am an unlimited being, accepting from an unlimited source in an unlimited way. I am blessed beyond my fondest dreams. And the last one is that I wanted to share is, I deserve the best and I accept the best now. I am mentally and emotionally equipped to enjoy a prosperous and loving life. It is my birthright to deserve all good, and I claim my good. So these are just a couple of these affirmation cards that can really help you. And again, make sure you're speaking it out into the universe. Okay, let me get some water. Okay, number 3. So number 1 was let go of limiting beliefs, breaking through blocks. Number 2, affirmations. And number 3 is getting specific. There seem to be 2 different avenues for, like 2 different avenues of thought when it comes to manifesting prosperity. One is just ask for everything, and what flows to you will flow to you. And one is getting specific. Ask for what you want, and it will come to you. So let's talk about getting specific right now. So the first way to get specific that I love to do is a vision board. If you've never done a vision board, it's very, very simple. You get a poster board. I like foam board, which you can get at the Dollar Tree for $1, by the way, because it's a little bit, it's not as floppy, and you can like set it up against something instead of having to hang it anyway. Or a memo board, like those French memo boards where they have the ribbons. Some people like to use those. So you take your magazines and cut out pictures that make you feel prosperous, or what you want your life to look like. And this is pretty cool because you can do this for reasons that aren't just for prosperity. But for this exercise, let's say it's prosperity, okay? So what makes you feel prosperous? And when you're going through your magazines, you just think to yourself, what does prosperity look like for me? What would I need to feel prosperous? And you just cut out pictures, and don't forget words. You can cut out words too, like money or income increasing or whatever words call to you. And then you put that on your vision board. And then you put your vision board in a place where you can see it all the time. Now, if you put your vision board in a closet that you really don't ever go in, I mean, it might work, but a vision board kind of is like a subconscious visual affirmation of what you want to happen. So that is one way of being specific. And you can use stickers or glitter, whatever makes you feel happy. If you want to rim it with green washi tape, whatever makes you feel happy and prosperous, do that. Okay, the second way is the abundance check. And that is usually done on the new moon. Now, if you're in some of these other woo-woo spirituality, somewhat witchy, even non-witchy sort of groups, a lot of times they'll talk about the abundance check. It's just a paper check, and I'll find one and link it in the comments here. And you write down the amount that you need to feel secure. You write it like from the bank of the universe, and you put your name in the to section, and you write down how much you need, or like to pay all my bills off. You can write whatever you feel called to. And then you do that at the new moon, so that you get that waxing moon energy, and then you can burn it at the full moon. So that is the abundance check. So getting specific, 2 ways: vision board, abundance check. Okay, number 4 is take massive inspired action. So you've envisioned what prosperity looks like to you. Maybe you've done the vision board, or you've let go of your limiting beliefs, and you know what you want. You've gotten specific, and now it's time to take some action. Create some goals with your vision in mind. And this is why goal setting is really important. When you create goals, even if, I think a lot of people are scared to make goals because it feels like a commitment, and it kind of is. But if you don't make a goal, it's really not failure. It's fine. But create those goals, because when you create those goals, you're putting all of that energy out into the universe. So now the universe knows that you want to make $50,000 this year or whatever. The universe knows that you want to have 100,000 Instagram followers, because you know that's going to spur the prosperity of your business. Create some goals. Decide what you want, and then go after it. Now, goal making, like I said, can seem cumbersome and scary, and it takes time, and we have to put down our devices and our phones and our Netflix to just really concentrate on ourselves. But when you put energy into something, you're going to get energy back out of it. That's something I truly believe. The more energy you put into it, and it doesn't have to be like woo-woo spell and energy that you're channeling. It doesn't even have to be that. You're putting in your brain power energy, your kinetic energy. You're taking your sheets of paper, and you're maybe even writing down your goals instead of typing them up, which I totally suggest doing. So you're putting all of this energy into creating these goals, and you're putting all of that energy out into the universe. When you do that, make some big goals. And we've done this. I know I did not schedule a November goal setting session, but we did do a September and October goal setting session. And if you remember, if you were here for those, you can watch the videos if you wanted to, but we made 5 goals for the month. 5 goals, and we broke each of those goals down into actionable steps. So it's not so scary. It's not like this is my one big 100,000 followers on Instagram goal, but you take some time and you think about some actionable steps that you can take to get there. And as you're making these steps, again, that's energy that you're putting out into the universe. Okay? Thanks, Anne. You're awesome. And linked a link to the New Moon Abundance blog post that I did. You're awesome. I'm going to give you a heart right now. Boop. Okay. All right. Goal setting. Take action every day. Just take, and you don't have to just have that doing masculine energy. Make sure you stop and allow things to unfold. But if you take action toward a goal, one action step every day. Every day. That's 30 action steps. And that could be creating a Facebook ad, or, I mean, I'm still going off this like 100,000 Instagram followers, you know, create a promotion, work on your editorial calendar, those sorts of things. Just one step every day will get you closer to your goal. And eventually you're going to hit your goal. So don't be afraid of making goals. Just take massive action and let it be inspired. So when you're creating your goals, you can ask the universe, you can ask the goddess, you can ask your patron goddess, your spirit guides, anything, you know, your animal totems, to help you create those goals. So you don't have to do it on your own. Or you can ask a friend if you have a biz bestie, or if you're in a business, or if you need some help, you can ask your best friends. You know, like, you don't have to do it alone, but it's good if you do it. Okay. All right. Number 5, make space for prosperity. In addition to getting rid of all those limiting beliefs, which is the first step in making space. Get rid of those limiting beliefs. Literally make sense. Make space. Make sense. Make sense also, but literally make some space. Declutter. Get rid of things that you no longer use. Clean out your closets. Other people, do some donating. Tie up loose ends. Do you have projects that you kind of have started but haven't finished, and you're staring at a wall that's half painted? That's distracting. So tie up all of those loose ends. Get rid of things you no longer need and tie up those loose ends. We have to literally make space. Got to open up that space for that prosperity to come in. Okay? So I'm just going to recap really quickly. We've got letting go of limiting beliefs, so breaking through blocks. Number 2 is affirmations out loud, please. Number 3, get specific with a vision board or abundance check. Number 4, take massive inspired action. And number 5, make space for prosperity. Number 6 is this is the hardest one, I really think. Get rid of scarcity mindset or lack mentality. I don't know if you've heard of these two things, but it's basically this fear-based mentality that we have when we are struggling for money. I don't like that. I don't have enough money. How am I going to get? I don't have enough things. I don't have. There's no way I'm going to be able to get enough money to pay the bills. All of those, they're kind of tied up with your limiting beliefs, I think. But you've got to get rid of the I don't have enough blank mentality, which is really scary, which is super scary. And you have to kind of act like you do have enough. Don't let the fact that your bank account is dwindling super low keep you from buying ketchup at the grocery store and use the little packets that you've saved from McDonald's. Don't do that. I'm not saying put a giant vacation on your credit card. I'm not saying do that, but buy the things that you need to buy. Okay. If your dog needs a new chew toy, don't kind of just put it off. Just buy your dog a chew toy. So that's kind of what scarcity mindset is. And you can use those affirmations. I have enough money. I am amazing. I will always have enough. The universe will always provide for me. Those sorts of affirmations. And if you don't know where to start with your affirmations, you could probably Google prosperity, affirmations, manifestation, and I'm sure that those will come up. But again, if you do your limiting belief list, you can create your affirmations from that, and then they'll be more personal. And then also another way to get rid of that scarcity and lack mentality, which is completely fear-based, so fear-based, is a gratitude list. And I know I talked about this a couple weeks ago, but make a list of the things that you already have that you're grateful for. And not just physical stuff. I'm grateful for the feeling of closeness that my family gives to me. I feel grateful for my partner who's supportive. I feel grateful for the fact that I already have 10 tarot decks, or whatever you are grateful for. Feelings, make sure you include those feelings, because since scarcity mindset and lack mentality are fear-based, we want to take that fear out and replace it with good feelings. So allow yourself to not just say, I'm grateful for my giant TV, and I'm grateful that I have a refrigerator full of food, and I'm great, which is great, do that. But also, I'm grateful that my husband makes me feel supported. I'm grateful that that I feel happy about XYZ. I'm grateful, so don't let that fear overwhelm everything, because it's really easy to get in that stuck in that fear mindset. Okay, so that was number 6. And number 7 is fake it till you make it. And so this to me is kind of an expression of the law of attraction. Envision your life and act in accord. Again, this doesn't mean spend $1 million on a vacation assuming that the universe will grant you $1 million, and it might. I'm not saying that's not going to work. That's not how I would do it, and I would not suggest that. So don't blame me. Don't do that and blame me for it. But envision what you want your life to look like and just act in accord. That, again, this kind of encompasses all of the things that we talked about. With your affirmations, making space for prosperity, decide what you want, make your goals, and just work toward achieving them. Act in accord to the prosperity that you know you deserve and that you know that you want. And that could include doing some spell workings or setting of lights or however you, prayers, workings, energy workings. I don't know. I heard another term for spell crafting, which was not spell crafting, in a group the other day. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was an energy work. I think it was energy work. So, don't be afraid to do that. And a lot of people want to pretend that manifesting prosperity takes no time and no energy from you. Like, I'll do the abundance check in the end. And sometimes that works. That's amazing. If it works, that's amazing. But for me, I have found that the more you put into anything, whether it's energy working or, anything, the more energy you put into it, the more you'll get out of it. That's why I really feel strongly about making goals and working toward them. So that's how I feel. So that's number 7, sorry. Envision your life, the life that you want, and act in accord to it. Okay? So just to recap, we've got number 1, which is letting go of limiting beliefs, breaking through blocks, writing down beliefs that are limiting you, and either get to the root of the beliefs by questioning, being curious about why you feel that way, and or releasing those beliefs by giving yourself permission to release the belief. I give myself permission to release the belief of, I can't handle money. Affirmations: I deserve wealth, I am prosperous. You can create this from your limiting belief list and say them out loud. Or you can use an affirmation deck to help you with that if you're kind of new to affirmations. Number 3, get specific. Create a vision board or do the abundance check new moon working, which Anne kindly linked in the comments. Number 4, take massive, inspired action. Create your goals. Decide what you want and go after them. Make big goals, break them up into smaller goals, smaller tasks, so that they don't seem so overwhelming. Number 5 is make space for prosperity. Get rid of those limiting beliefs again. Literally make space, declutter, donate things, tie up all the loose ends that you have around. Number 6 is get rid of that scarcity mindset and lack mentality that is almost always fear-based. You can do this with affirmations or a gratitude list, and make sure that you're replacing that fear feeling with other positive feelings. And number 7 is fake it till you make it. Envision your life and act in accord. That's it. Those are the 7 ways to manifest the prosperity you deserve. I hope that you enjoyed this. And I will see you next Wednesday. I am planning on releasing the subject of next Wednesday's live stream in the next couple of days. If you have anything that you want me to do a live stream about, anything at all, feel free to message me and I'll see what I can do. Okay? I will talk to you later. Bye.